Hi, so we have Module 2, Lesson 3. So we're working on orders of operations. We're also working on creating equations or expressions from a sentence, from a word sentence, okay? So most of it is in words. So on your paper, on your assignment, I want you to focus on the instructions. Read the instructions, which says 1. Draw a model, then write the numerical expressions. So that's like an equation. When solving, first solve the inside of the parentheses, then solve from left to right. So if you're also looking at the picture of the orders of operations that I gave you, from top to bottom on that little sheet, it says parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. I want you to just focus on remembering that always, always, always is parentheses first. So anything that's in the parentheses, okay? So let's start with problem A. So A says the sum of 8 and 7, comma, doubled. So the comma is also kind of telling you like it's the next step would be then this. So on your paper, I already included in there on your assignment on the class kick, I already included in there some parts of it. Mostly the numbers and the parentheses, so where it stays as a group. So the sum of 8 and 7. So I started with parentheses 8 blank 7 parentheses, another blank, and then blank. Okay, so you have 3 blanks to fill in the expression first and then solve it, okay? So the sum of 8 and 7. So that means 8 and 7 need to make a sum. So sum, if you remember, means to add. It's the answer of an addition problem. So you would have to put in that addition sign on your keyboard into that blank box. So we have the sum of 8 and 7 doubled. So doubled means 2 of them. So if you want 2 of them, you want 2 copies of it. So you would want to times it by 2. So then you would have times, so just an X, and then 2 in that blank. So here are your first 3 points for problem A. So now below that it says equals blank, and then you need to add in the answer for that. So now this means you need to solve it. So in order to solve it, you need to look at your expression and then look at what you need to do first. Do I need to do parentheses first, or do I need to times it by 2 first? So if you remember, always parentheses first. So in the parentheses, we have 8 plus 7. So first do 8 plus 7. So 8 plus 7, which is 15. So now you're using 15. So then you have the rest of the expression, which is times 2. So now we have 15 times 2, which is 30. So 30 in the blank right there. And that's your other point for the assignment. Okay, so now B. B says 4 times the sum of 14 and 26. So we have 4 blank parentheses, 14 blank 26 parentheses equals blank. Okay, so first you need to fill in the blanks in the expression up here. So we have 4 times. So you need to plug in a multiplication sign, so the X. The sum of 14 and 26. So we have 14 and we have 26. And it's in parentheses because the word sum is telling us that we needed the answer of 14 and 26. So that's why these are in parentheses. So sum means the answer to addition. So that means we need the answer to 14 added to 26. So just put in the addition sign from your keyboard on your Chromebook. And then now that we filled in the boxes, now we can solve it. So remember, always parentheses first. So 14 plus 26. So add that together and then write down what you will think about what you get. If you have paper and pencil, write it on paper and pencil. And then whatever you get for 14 plus 26, then you need to times this number by 4. And then put in your answer here. Okay? So now C. C says 3 times the difference between 37 and 5/10 and 24 and 5/10. Okay, so on your paper, on your assignment, I already plugged in most of the digits and what shows as a groups. So we have 3 blank parentheses 37 and 5/10 blank for 24 and 5/10 parentheses. That's not 245, it's 24 and 5/10. Okay, so now first you need to plug in these blanks. So by reading the sentence again, 3 times. So you need a multiplication symbol here. The difference between, so the difference between 37 and 5/10 and 24 and 5/10. So difference means the addition of subtraction, or not, the answer of subtraction, I'm sorry. So that means first you need to subtract these two, and then what answer you get from that, you will then times that by 3. 3 times whatever this equals, okay? Then after you times it by 3, then you can plug in your final answer in the blank right here. Okay, next we have D. So D says the sum of 3 16s and 2 9s. So on your assignment, I already plugged in that it means 3 16s blank, the sum 2 9s. Okay. So if we have 3 16s, we have 3 16 times, or we have 16 3 times. So 3 16s. So that means that we would also need to multiply it. So this symbol right here needs to be a multiplication symbol. And then 2 9s means we have 2 copies of 9. So this would be a multiplication symbol as well. So now we have 3 times 16 and 2 times 9. Both of those are in parentheses. The answer would be to get the sum of this plus this, okay? So let's think about 3 times 16, and then whatever answer you get for that, then you would add it to 2 9s. So whatever answer you get for that. So solve this, 3 times 16, solve this, 2 times 9, and then add these two answers together to get your final answer. And then you'll need to plug that in the blank below right here. Okay. E. So E says the difference between 4 25s and 3 25s. So on your assignment, I already plugged in what stays as in groups. So 4 25s. So that is a group. 4 25s. The difference of 3 25s. So if we have 4 copies of 25, 4 25s, that means we would need to multiply it. So 4 times 25. And then we also have 3 25s, 3 copies of 25. So that would also be a multiplication operation. So now the final answer says the difference is the answer of subtraction. So the difference of 4 25s and 3 25s. So once you get your answer for 4 25s, then you would use that to subtract it from 3 25s. So whatever answer you get for 3 times 25, you would subtract that from the answer of 4 times 25. Then you would plug in your answer in that blank below. Okay? So now last one. We have F. Triple the sum of 33 and 27. So triple means 3 of them. So we need 3 blank the sum of 33 and 27. Oops. So sum means the answer to addition. So we need the answer of the addition of 33 and 27, which is why this stays together, because we need the answer to this first. So if we're going to add that first, so add this, and then you need to triple this. So we would need 3 times. Okay, so once you solve for this, because remember parentheses is always first, so 33 plus 27, then you would times it by 3, okay? So then you would plug in your final answer in that blank below. Okay, so I've given you the operations. I've given you that you always solve for parentheses first. You have all of your answers for problem A. For the rest of these problems, you just need to solve parentheses first and then finish up the equation with what is left over. So parentheses, then times it by 4. Parentheses, then times it by 3. Parentheses, then add these together. Parentheses, parentheses, then subtract these. Parentheses, then times it by 3. Okay. You're all set. You need to finish up those problems and then plug in your answers on the Class Kick assignment. 20 minutes of Zearn, and you're all good to go.